So I'm Frederik Boersma. I'm Solution Director for Bentley Systems in the utilities area. I also do the business development for the utilities products inside Europe and Middle East and Africa. So I'm specialized on that domain. Actually, if you're doing a digital representation of the reality, right, either in your design area or in your management area, you will be able to exchange that information with other parties much easier, right? So you make a digital model, but it's not that you do it on your own. You also make the digital model according to a standard. And the standard is depending on the different disciplines. If you're doing a building or a road or a network, for instance, they have different standards. So all people in that area know what certain items mean, right? So it's not for yourself, it's that you take that model inside the whole lifetime of the assets that you are designing, being able to reuse and reuse and reuse. And nobody is confused about what something means. Although I must say that, also underdeveloped countries in the past, they are coming up to speed with digital technology quite quickly because of the use of drones, right? If you have a drone now and you have the technology that, for instance, Bentley offers, the context capture, you can make a full 3D model after taking a few hundreds of photographs. So that's a very quick method of becoming digital. But in reality, we have been working with CAD software in 2D and 3D already since 30 years. So Bentley already has, since 1984, its product MicroStation, which is basically a BIM product. And we have other tools, so we have developed that already much before the term BIM was used in the industry. So it's a very natural development. Many, if not all countries in the world are using CAD technology for 2D and 3D. So if you would say BIM is already, CAD technology, then I think it's over 90% of the countries in the world using it. But if you're talking about specific models for, as I said, designing a bridge or a road or an underground network, I think that is limited to those countries that have implemented the standards. So all of, let's say, Europe at least, and Middle East becoming also more in that area. So BIM is a concept that has been originated from the UK, right? So UK is not, actually the way I look at it, I'm not a UK citizen, so I can easily blame them also because they left the European Union. So I had a boss who used to say, English people can do nothing right, the only thing they do well is talk English. So that's a very bad joke. But I must say the English infrastructure and the way they documented it was a disaster. And UK government knew that. So at the time that the UK understood that, some countries on the continent, including I'm sure Holland, Germany, etc., were already much more structured in their BIM approach without using the name BIM, right? So we were in digital models and exchange standards, etc., for 30 years already in Holland. So the UK government decided to completely change it and to make, the standards compulsory with a certain program to be implemented over time. And that was a big awareness action, which was very successful in the UK for sure. Also, if you're in the UK, you'll see their infrastructure is good, and their current projects like for High Speed 2 and Crossrail, the big ones that we're also supporting, they are you cannot think of those projects without BIM, right? So it's really a terminology that came from UK government, and then of course that terminology was exported slowly to other countries. But we in Holland or in France or in Germany, we would never use that term. So if you look in the Dutch literature nowadays, yes, but 5 years ago, you would not find a BIM job, right? So because it's just a term, you'd have to look for another name, right? Like a project coordinator for digital workflow. Right? That would be one option. So I think the main problem is the language, and UK obviously has the advantage of they speak English, so their idea and the BIM name is now slowly spreading out, and also a conference like this one helps in that awareness.